everybody, welcome back to another edition of the EcoStruxure Automation Expert training. I'm your host, Leandro Mada, and in this video what we're going to see is an overview of the solution that we're going to create. So let's go to the presentation. In the previous video we have seen how we can create a solution. Now, as soon as we create a solution, we should be able to see a lot of things on the software that if we are not prepared, probably we are going to be confused. So let's have a look. So the first thing that you need to know is that there are a few direct access in the top part that are very helpful when we want to develop the application and download it. So let's try to use the panel here. So in the top part, we should be able to see this indication in the toolbar: home, view, and help. So let's start with the home, which is basically some basic information. Okay, we have the build, we have the clean, and we have rebuild. Basically, clean is going to clean the information that we're going to have in the controller, but we're going to cover that later. Okay, and then the print, that's very simple, this part. So let me just clean everything. So in the top part of the controller in the software, let me just show you. Okay, in the top part over here, we have some direct access, which are very helpful. This one is for the system tab, and this one is for the deploy and diagnostics. So basically, if we go back over here, as soon as you click over here in this one, the system is the direct access. If we go to view, system file. Okay. Then if we press this one, deploy and the diagnostic, if we go to the same view, okay, the same bar, but it will access to this one over here, to this path, and select this one. Okay, so it is good for us to understand the different places that we have, okay, to develop our application. Most of the time we're going to be in here in the system file, that we can define the controller and then assign the different applications for each controller. And then finally, when everything is done, deploy and diagnostic, so we can deploy will be the download to the controller. Okay, and then the easy one, the help. So let's go to the help. So if we want to make the license of the software, okay, we just go to the license manager. You should be able to see a few information here about the software. The Exchange community is quite good because here, if you enter into the Exchange, it's like a portal of Schneider that we have for everybody. So if we have a question, something we can publish in there, and then some of the expert or other colleagues can answer the questions. Here, this button is about the hardware manuals for the equipments. We have the M3.2 dPAC, M251 dPAC, and the ATB dPAC. Then the solution help. This one is quite interesting because depending on the elements that we have on our solution, it will generate the help. And then you have the user manuals and the getting started. Okay, so once you finish with the sorting line, you may have more information in getting started, just to get more familiar with the different functions that we have in the software. Now, let's get a look on this one. There is something very important here, at least for me, is the user management, because the user management is the one or the credentials that we're going to create in our solution to download to the controller. Okay, and it's very important to understand this. All the users that you add over here will be transferred to the controller. Okay, I'm going to show you how. And then something important here, or something interesting, is that you can design your own layout of how you want to separate the different windows. Okay, at least at the moment, I haven't changed. I used only the defaults, but you should be able to select, depending on in which stage you are in the programming phase, you can change the look and feel of everything. And then this button or this pad over here is for everything regarding the debugs. Okay, and this one are for general tools, but we already seen this one, the deploy and diagnostic. This one is already by default, okay, that I'm going to show you now, which is this one, the Solution Explorer. And here you should be able to see the libraries that are available for us to use, and also this is the availables for use, and this one are our real solution application that we're going to have. Okay, so let's access to the application. So as I mentioned before, if we go to the file, if we go to the first menu that we have, which is the one to create the application or open a new one. In my case, I don't want to go there, I'm just going to see the home. You can see here different buttons, simple. The help, you are over here, we're displaying it. And then view, you have the user management. Here you can create new users. Okay, remember that you need to use these special characters. Okay, this one, good. And then here you can change the password in case you want to change it, one of the users. Okay, now we can close all the different windows open, but this one, it will not open, there will not be closed. We just need to do it manually. Okay, here you have the debugging, and all debugging is going to be in the here in the bottom part. These ones, we have the properties that are on the right side on the screen. Okay, and it's also one important, which is the symbol links, that basically we're gonna cover that later, but basically the symbol link will link our code to the physical devices that we have. Okay, remember that this EAE is a different way of programming using the 69499 standard, so it separates the device from the logic. So we need to link it using this symbol link. And then deploy, we already seen, and here we have the different part of our solution, the libraries. Okay, and we also have the different elements. We have the references, that are basically all the libraries that we have over here. We have our system. Okay, there's gonna be one application and one resource. In this case, it's gonna be like a runtime with one resource already available in there. We're gonna be in details in this one. Okay, we have cat, we have the instance of the cat that we are going to use. We have sub apps, then we have adapter, basic, and composite. That basic is like the minimum amount of information in a way. It's like the atom. Okay, so this is the minimum that we have, where we can create the code, and then on the composite we can assembly some of these function blocks together. We create a composite, and then the difference between the cat and the composite basically would be that the cat can allow us to create some kind of visual interface that we can use on the HMI part. Okay, so here the canvas is the HMI part that we have, and the data types, so right there, functions, and then we have the graphics, that basically the graphics are images that we can import in our software. So I believe already the bar, new users, help bar, check the system file, deploy, and check the elements of the solution. Final run, I believe I already covered everything. So this is just an overview of the actual solution that we just created, okay, using the EcoStruxure Automation Expert. In the next videos, what we're going to see is to create the function blocks, the cat, to create our application. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I see you on the next one.